What up, guys, and welcome to the main card minute 10-minute bet breakdown for UFC 299, Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Vera 2. Yo, this card is actually stacked. Not only is the main card stacked, but the prelims are stacked too. Some of these fights could headline. We're talking RDA versus Gamrot and Curtis Blades versus Jalton Almeida, but we're going to start with the main card. I'm talking Petr Yan versus Song Yadong. Okay, somehow Petr Yan has lost 4 of his last 5. I say somehow because they're all kind of weird. First one was the illegal knee against Aljo. Okay, that's Jan's fault, not gonna lie. But also he was winning 4 rounds of that fight. You gotta factor that in. Next loss was the rematch to Aljo. Split decision. Okay. I had Aljo personally, but I know a few people had Jan. The next fight is really the one that kills me. The split decision to Sean O'Malley. I think everyone and their mother had Jan winning that fight, and somehow Sean O'Malley got the nod. And then the last one is honestly the most reasonable. It was a 5 round decision loss to Marab. I think everyone in this division loses to Marab, especially over 5 rounds. So just saying. His opponent, Song Yadong. Okay. Somehow Song Yadong is still only 26 years old. And also somehow he's been in the UFC for 7 years already. 13 fights, man. He's only got 2 losses on his record in that time. Corey Sandhagen stopped him in between the 4th and 5th round. And then he lost to Kyler Phillips by unanimous decision. A lot of people don't remember that like Kyler was actually like looking like a future contender up until he got injured. He's pulled out of fights. We haven't really seen much of Kyler, but like that's a solid loss. He did have a draw with Cody Stamen. Okay, solid wrestler. And then he did beat Chito, but if you look back at that fight, man, Chito won that fight. I'm telling you right now. So a little weird of a record, but whatever. We're gonna take the over 1.5 in this. That's the alt over because it's set at 2.5. I like that as a parlay piece. I think this one goes long. Yan by decision is plus 135, and Song by decision is plus 200 if you're looking for other singles to take. On to the next one. Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. This one really kills me, man, because I always bet on the Australians, and I'm a big JDM fan, and his rise has just been awesome to watch. But I thought this would be closer to a pick 'em, and I literally was saying like, "Yo, whoever they give me plus money on, I'm just gonna take because I think it'll be close enough like that." Gilbert is plus 150 now. I got him at what plus 140 yesterday, so I did not beat the line. But if you're gonna give me one of these guys at that big of a gap, I gotta take it. I gotta take Gilbert plus 140. There is a 10-year age difference. And again, JDM undefeated in the UFC, 6-0, 4 of those finishes. 2 best wins, probably Randy Brown and Kevin Holland. The Kevin Holland split decision though. And then before that, he fought that dude Basil Hafez, who was making his UFC debut. It was also split decision. Weird fight. Jack kept pulling guillotine, and also he had cut weight twice in like a 7-day span. So you got to take that into consideration. But that's what's kind of making me nervous with this fight. Durinho really only loses to good wrestlers, of which Jack's not even trying to wrestle, dude. Jack just wants to strike. But Gilbert lost to Hamzat, he lost to Usman, he lost to Bilal, who's just well rounded. I mean, I don't know. Gilbert could be on his way out at 37, but I also feel like again, you're gonna give me him at that much plus odds. I gotta take a flyer on it. Other things I think you should take into consideration: JDM by KO is plus 165. Again, if Gilbert is over the hill, that's probably the most likely way JDM gets it done. Maybe it goes the distance. The over 2.5 is plus 112. Fight goes the distance, obviously more than that. I don't have it in front of me right now. The over 1.5 as a parlay piece, super solid, minus 200. All right. Next fight of the night, Kevin Holland takes on Michael Venom Page. MVP making his UFC debut. If you guys are unfamiliar with MVP, though, he's nice. And like, yeah, he's from Bellator, but like, you got to remember a lot of good guys fight in Bellator. Okay. Was a champ at one point, did lose by like hilarious KO to Douglas Lima. If you've never seen that KO, go back and watch it. Just the way he falls and like from the low ass position, it's funny. Okay. Otherwise, he's got a sick karate stance. Dude, honestly, the fight they should have made is MVP versus Wonder Boy. And speaking of Wonder Boy, when Kevin Holland fought Wonder Boy, he had like the dumbest game plan and was like, I ain't gonna wrestle him. I ain't gonna wrestle him. And Wonder Boy fucking got the doctor stoppage in between rounds. It's like, if you try that with MVP, the same exact thing is going to happen. MVP is as elite of a fucking striker as Wonder Boy, if not more. I really want to see that fight now. I'm like digressing from this, but anyways, uh, there's a clear game plan for Kevin Holland though, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but if you can take MVP down, then it's going to be easy, dude. I think Kevin Holland could win by sub if he gets this fight to the ground. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it to the ground because MVP's got solid takedown defense. Uh, if you're looking for bets to take, personally, I'm riding the over 1.5 minus 315. Again, the alt over. It is set at 2.5. People are thinking this one's going long. Some bets to take if you're looking for something. Holland by finish plus 210. I like that just because he could sub him and KO him. You know, it could go either way. MVP by KO, which if he's going to get it done by finish, it's going to be by KO plus 425. And then if you're just looking for a solid parlay piece, fight goes the distance minus 150. All right. Co-main event. Dustin the Diamond Poirier takes on Benoit Saint Denis. All right. This one makes me a little nervous because Dustin did just get finished in the second round. Justin Gaethje, who's a killer. But if we all know who else is a killer, it's Benoit Saint Denis, the fucking god of war, dude. This guy only wins by finish. Okay? Literally, never won a fight by decision. He's lost. His one loss was by decision. Okay? In a 3-round fight. This one's going to be 5 rounds, which I think works to my benefit here with the bet. I am taking the over 1.5. It's minus 160 because it is risky. Benoit can definitely get it done in the first round. I don't know if Dustin can get it done in the first round. I think Dustin can get it done. I do think Dustin's a live dog, but I don't think he can get it done in the first round. Benoit can, though. So this 1.5 is risky, but I will say in a 5-round fight, you got to think Benoit, especially, who maybe he's fought 5 rounds before, but he definitely hasn't in the UFC. He's going to be. Oh, no, I know he hasn't actually fought 5 rounds because he's only got the one fucking decision. Anyways, uh, I think he's gonna worry about his cardio and maybe start slow, and that's gonna be the benefit here. Dustin's chin makes me nervous, especially coming off the Gaethje KO. That was not that long ago. That was over the summer. Yeah. All right. Again, we're taking the over 1.5. We have that parlayed with the fight before, actually, the Kevin Holland fight with the over 1.5 and that plus 114. Okay, the little double over 1.5, solid. If you're looking for anything else to take, I like Poirier money line plus 180 live dog. Just saying, he's the vet. Over 2.5 plus 104. Again, it's a 5-round fight. And Saint Denis by finish minus 145 if you're looking for a parlay piece. All right, on to the main event. So I was just saying the other day, anytime the champ, not the champ. Anytime there's a rematch, sorry guys, I'm high as fuck. Anytime there's a rematch between two guys, I always take the guy who won the first fight, especially if they're an underdog. I'm not doing that here though. And I will say there's a reason. The first fight was 4 years ago. And 4 years isn't that long, but Sean O'Malley's still only 29. So 4 years ago, he was only 25. Like, that is a long time when you think about it. And he has looked a lot better since then. I'm still not taking him because A, I fucking love Cheeto. And B, I just told you my rule. I always take the guy who won the first time. So, Flyer, if anyone's looking for something to take, I think Cheeto is a fucking live dog at plus 240. I think O'Malley by KO in a 5-round fight. You got to take into consideration Cheeto has never been finished, but O'Malley by KO, like, let's be real. Maybe he cracks harder than anyone Cheeto's ever felt before. Plus 250. Fight does not go the distance. Plus 100. You got 5 rounds for them to get it done. And it could go either way. Cheeto could finish him again. Or you want the opposite of that. Fight goes the distance. Minus 130. That's kind of where my head's at. Because Cheeto's never been finished and because I think Sean's going to be scared because he lost the first fight. I think he's going to be not scared, but hesitant. So I'm taking the over 4.5. It's minus 160. We're parlaying it with Yadong over 1.5. and that's plus 103. So those are our three bets on the night. Gilbert Burns money line, the one parlay at plus 114, and the last parlay at plus 103. That's it, guys. See you next week and enjoy the fights.